Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today with a journal flip through for you. This is my latest journal called World Anew. So this journal, I actually made the cover as part of Junk Journal January in my experimental day. And so if you're interested in that video, just go check out my experimental Junk Journal January. Just search that on my channel, you'll find it. And so these were all made from woodcuts, and then I've added some bronze wire around them and added a lot of different kind of paint techniques and heat, and just really made a very mixed media fun cover. So this journal was made inside of an old copy actually of Dr. Zhivago, an old vintage book in this beautiful gray book cloth, and I just love the gray and gold together so much. So I added a spine dangle as well that has lots of fun metal bits on it, cogs and some stars and a little metal leaf and just some bits and bobs. Just a little simple one. I didn't want to have like a huge spine dangle on this one because the cover's already quite busy, and I also didn't want to lose the beauty of this leather label with the eyelets that I added here, or sorry, not eyelets but brads. Okay, so this is a 4 signature journal, and it opens up this way. On back we have an eyelet that has some nice gold vintage seam binding through the back, and you just basically pull one strand each direction, and that's how you tie it up. So inside this book, it's kind of a theme of like old vintage, there's vintage ephemera in here, but it's kind of like when the old world was new. And I've used some fun paper dolls, art dolls from Miles Beyond the Moon in this book, and also her kit called Second Empire, and it just kind of really went along with the theme I was going for here. So I'm particularly in love with the colors of this book and just how the whole thing came together, so I hope that you will like it too. So the end papers here are this fun yellow tone. They're a bit inked around the edges. They have sort of some different tones in them here. This one is very like fun to kind of run your hand over because you can feel the wire at the back. And then I've added this collage pocket here, and inside is actually one of my designs of this owl, and that's a little journal card there. And then on the front page, so this is a vintage book page, has this fun accounting information on it. So it was like an old accounting book, and so I added this is from my fabric collage. I added a tab there, and then this little fun notebook is clipped on the front here for some writing space with this little label on the back. So that just tips over here, and it has this little rusty paper clip. This is some cabbage dyed paper with a blue ruffle, and on this side you'll see it's actually so this side you can kind of see the outline of the fish, and then there's its tail. So this is a large format encyclopedia paper that was printed, cabbage dyed, and it imprinted on each other. It's a lot of fun. And then this is a little Paris Exposition 1889, a little mini postcard. And then this is a journal card that I made. It says, "As charms are nonsense, nonsense is a charm." That was also made during Junk Journal January. And then a little vintage embroidered floral doily here. And then this beautiful, this is like a book cover kind of page, and I've added some really fun organza. It's iridescent. And on this side we have, this image is from Miles Beyond the Moon, and I added some fun copper paper around the edge to make it a tuck spot. This is all mica sprayed paper. And this I just made as part of Junk Journal January in my on the unexpected day. So this is a crayon technique with wax in the background. I added a Miles Beyond the Moon art doll and some gold webbing, and that's a stained paper on the back. This is some authentic vintage ledger book paper with the fun A there. That's in linen. And then some stained paper. This, hopefully you can see this copper is metallic. It's all mica stained. And this is a little Ariel steamship pocket here on some vintage gift wrap. And inside, this is an image, a journal card from Miles Beyond the Moon. And then this little journal card that I made to go with it because he has some cards that he's playing with there. This book is kind of just like, I imagine how young people may have entered like the new world or the steampunk age, or, you know, the age of discovery. And it's hard to say if it's, you know, is it a play on history and the future? It's just, you'll see what I mean as we go through it. This is another piece from Miles Beyond the Moon, and it's a cute little letter that says, "Dear Miss Clara, received your card and was delighted to know that I am not entirely forgotten, so will answer real soon. The great day of independence passed away very pleasantly here, and the town was crowded with people. The above photo is one of my automobile. I am the photographer, and a chum of mine is the driver. We are on our way to the picnic grounds, hoping to hear from you real soon again. Also, love from all. Love to all from all. I am," and then their name is written there. It looks like Abe Wheel. And then Alma sends love. She is my housekeeper now. Do I really look cute to you? Haha, bye bye. And it's dated up here July 6th of 1908, and it has a little donkey there. So cute. So that's a little piece of ephemera that is made by Miles from the Moon, or Miles Beyond the Moon. And this is cabbage dyed paper. This pocket here, I did this fun die cut. I've been trying to use my die cut machine more because, I mean, it's just such a fun addition to any journal. And then this little stationery of this toad, it's so cute. It's from a children's book. I just had to use it. And there's this beautiful image here, also from the Second Empire kit. This is a vintage greeting card, and it has a bit of book page sort of stuck on it in a really light collage. And this is a little pencil maker card label, and some more collage and sprayed papers. Inside the card is a copyright paper from 1915 from a book plate. And then on this side we have this butterfly and some crochet down here that's been tea-dyed, and this little Paris tag. More cabbage dyed paper, more of the vintage wrapping paper. And then this is a lovely little journal card that I made on my unexpected day. So was it unexpected? Yes, it was. So with the crayon wax at the back here, I did that by sort of shooting wax out with a heat gun, and then added some gold, and this is a Miles Beyond the Moon art doll, and then some fun gold webbing, and then the back is some stained paper. And then in here, we have some spray, more mica spray, and I added some really beautiful lace that I dyed. This is more of the vintage ledger paper, more mica spraying and lace. This is a page from Miles Beyond the Moon, and another little vintage, the other side of that little vintage doily that's been embroidered. And this beautiful handwriting is from an old book that I bought, and it makes a little pocket here, and inside we have an authentic old photo of these cutie pies and their car. I don't know the exact date of it, but it is early 1900s, and it came from an estate auction from the Kitchener, Ontario area. This is a little sort of double journal card. This is an art doll from Miles Beyond the Moon, and this little scene here. So it's a double journal card, and it's on another piece of the vintage accounting book paper, which just has really fun stuff. And it's got this little pink clip that holds it on. This is from a very old card box that had these cards inside, but when I got it, it was actually filled with sewing notions, but I just could not throw this away, and I felt like it went with this little adventurer kind of card. So this is from Miles Beyond the Moon, but I gilded, painted the goggles, the brooch, and the light with some gilding paint, and so that's a journal card, and it's on this woody kind of paper. And then we have here some avocado dyed Hebrew dictionary with this fun fabric tab. And then this is a little tip down with owls and some writing space and another little owl peeking at you there. And on this side, this was from an old library book that was discarded that I ended up purchasing from somewhere, from Park Royal. So this is original stamping and writing, and then I added this little Will's cigarette card there with the mushrooms, and then this is a little piece of ephemera, a little just writing tag from Miles Beyond the Moon. This is also from her kit, the Second Empire kit, and I added her art doll to my pocket here. And then I made this tag to go inside, a little collage tag. And some more vintage ledger paper. This is from an old book about Nova Scotia, and it's all black and white photography, and I just love the feel of it. I like the neutral feel of this book in general. Some coffee dyed printed paper that has just some fun text on it, and a nice ruffle here of dyed lace. This is from Inked Paper Arts on Etsy. I really love her coffee dyed paper. This is a little page from Beatrix Potter, the bunnies looking in the window here, and I left the text. This is some more mica stained paper and a collage pocket, and I've really gotten into doing this. So I keep all these little bits of fabric at my sewing machine, and as I'm making things, I just kind of choose some that are in the right colors and stitch them on. I think that's just going to become part of my style now because I really love it. Then this poem, June. Observe the daily circle of the sun and the short year of each revolving moon. By them thou shalt foresee the following day, nor shall a starry night thy hopes betray. When first the moon appears, if then she shrouds her silver crescent tipped with sable clouds, conclude she bodes a tempest on the main and brews for fields impetuous floods of rain. And this is the journal card, or sorry, journal tag that I collaged here. Another art doll from Miles Beyond the Moon. This is from the kit as well, this page of this beautiful old invoice. And then this is authentic. This is an old Greyhound like photo print and negative folder. So from Master Photo Dealers and Finishers Association, Canada member, and this was like you could order photographs and these were the prices. So inside the folder, on this side I put a vintage postcard of Dunlop Street in Barrie, Ontario, and it's so funny. I used to live in Barrie, and I mean it still has some similarities to it. This is from 1936. Dear Murray, I am glad you won the swimming and rowing in the regatta. I will be home Sunday or Monday night, from John. So yeah, he was sending that to Ottawa, Ontario. And then on this side, I added an authentic old negative of a couple of little kids sitting on like a stoop, a step. Hopefully you can see that. I wanted to just include some fun, authentic things. And then on this side, I have this collaged pocket. And inside here is this journal card about cash payments. That's from the vintage accounting book. And this page is all mica sprayed. Hopefully you can see it. It's really beautiful. This is the other side of the Beatrix Potter book and the Inked Paper Arts paper, the coffee dyed printed paper here. And this is a seagull from the Nova Scotia book. This is a daily attendance form. This is from an old like student's ledger, like the teacher would write down all the names and then take the attendance each week if they were in school. More sprayed paper. This is from the kit, just a beautiful blue French page. This is a ruffle that I stitched to the avocado dyed Hebrew paper. This is a wallpaper pocket. And inside this is a collaged journal card tag, sort of both, with some fabric. This is some woody kind of packaging paper. This little pocket here has a Hers Bookstore Lancaster, PA label, and this little journal tag inside with some of my hand spun yarn. This is on the Nova Scotia paper. You see some nice stone building windows back there and a little collaged fabric tag. Some beautiful marble blue paper with some vintage linen, woven linen tab down the side, some gilding wax, and more of that daily attendance ledger. cabbage dyed paper, another fun pocket that I've collaged using assets from Miles Beyond the Moon. This eye and everything I added to the tag. That's on vintage gift wrap paper. And on this side we have this post office, Sturgeon Falls, Ontario, old postcard. This one doesn't have a date. Hello, here I am, still north, and I arrived here. Kay and everyone is fine. It looks like I will be leaving Friday evening. Mrs. Pratt. And that was being sent also to Ottawa, Ontario. And then over here we have a snippet strip collaged belly band on this. This is old French paper from the kit. And then this is one of my pinch pouches that I made during the month of January, Junk Journal January. It has a gold paper crane on it and this little vintage doll label and a tree on the back. And then you can pull this out, and this is a collaged journal card made from a vintage yearbook, and it says year after year, has a vintage stamp on it, just a fun collage. And so that just tucks on in the pouch, and the pouch goes in the belly band. This is from a vintage bird book, one of my favorite bird books. This is a page from Miles Beyond the Moon that I printed on this fun like aqua tone paper. This is from one of the most beautiful butterfly books ever that I love, and I use the pages sparingly. And this is a little 1893 label. These pieces are all from Miles Beyond the Moon's kit. And some hand-dyed lace. And this sweet little bird is from a field guide. And then here we have a belly band that it's kind of multifunctional. So this is like this is from a vintage book. It is stenotype writing. So it flips out for a little more writing space. Then we have a collage back here. And this little stitch thing is actually a pocket that has a little journal card in it with a vintage illustration from an old car manual. And that goes there. And then it's also a belly band. And it has this beautiful image from Miles Beyond the Moon. And then some coffee dyed paper. This has fun gears and clockworks on it. This is a pocket from the vintage wrapping paper. And this is a large tag that I made with some of my hand spun yarn. It says spring. Oh, the sound of the word makes the heart dance and sing spring. And it has a little Tim Holtz doll here. Cabbage dyed paper. This is a tip out of vintage ledger paper. And I think, yeah, this was the attendance form paper. So it's very nice. More of the names and the attendance. And then this is some of my sprayed and gilded paper. This is from the Nova Scotia book. This is a little grungy pocket that I made that has some botanicals here. And I call them sidecar pockets because it has this little side, pull out journal card of the bird here with a little grungy tab and some vintage stamps. And that tucks in here. And then it's also a tuck spot for this tag that I made. So this tag is made from a vintage scrapbook. This old cutout image and this pink paper is actually from a 1920s scrapbook. And then I added just some fun elements to it to really kind of collage it. And then some of my stained paper on the back. This is a vintage playing card on the accounting paper, and this is a cute little journal card that I made. So this is also from that old scrapbook, and it had these two little kids and this teacher here who didn't have a head, so I added a bird head, and then I added a bird student and another bird here. And this I felt like could be the school lesson that they were having. Many of the plants are now in bloom, but there are more still unopened. When we have enjoyed the flowers indoors, we can then transplant the bulbs to the garden to bloom again next spring. On this side we have a wallpaper pocket here with a little old library label, and then one of Miles Beyond the Moon's paper dolls. This is a really beautiful like gold die cut that I found thrifting some time ago, and some of my coffee dyed lace up top. Some fun stained paper and one of my fabric collage tabs. Mica staining, so pretty. This is cabbage dyed paper. This is a scrap of old ledger paper. This is a little pocket here with an owl on my cabbage dyed large format encyclopedia. And then this is some authentic old ephemera. This was from like a yarn and weaving wool kind of store. So this is like an old invoice. And that just pops in there. And then this little silhouette. This is a page from Miles Beyond the Moon. And then I've stitched some fabric here, more cabbage dyed paper. There's that fish, and more of the vintage ledger. Cabbage dyed paper and stained paper. This is a little side tuck pocket that I collaged. It has this fun Mark Twain verse that says, "The man who has not anything to boast of but his illustrious ancestors is like a potato. The only good belonging to him is underground." And then this is a collaged journal card that I made, also from that vintage scrapbook. The little boy playing violin and the pink paper are what is original to the scrapbook. The rest I added to collage. This is some of the vintage accounting book paper. Held on with a rusty paper clip here. We have this, which is a little tag and pocket with writing space on the back that I made using some authentic ephemera. Actually, these were handwritten logs. They're in my shop as a digital called Dietrich's Life Logs, and it was a man who wrote down everything that he purchased from about the 1950s to the late 1970s. And so I used the authentic paper in the background, and then I collaged on top of it on both the tag and the journal card. So it's kind of a nice little remnant. And this is another page of Miles Beyond the Moon, and I added this vintage file folder with these beautiful birds here and this little Fini label that's iridescent. And then here at the back, another little collage pocket and a label in behind it here. More of that fun yellow grunged up paper. And then this is from a mosaic, an image of a mosaic with fish. And it says, "The unknown, not the known, 'tis clear, as always cause of great fear," or is always cause of great fear, sorry. And then this is a Paris Exposition label on the back. So this fun journal is going to be going up in my shop. If you're seeing this video, it is already there. So thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun showing this journal to you, and I hope you have a really great day. Bye for now.